All right, Austie, we're here to talk about our first limited of the 2025 year. You've brought some of the most in-demand customizations in a special release called Phantom Black. So how'd this all come about?
Well, yeah, a lot of kind of the inspiration for new designs, and Scotty would do this all the time, is kind of look in the back and see what's going through the tour shop and the custom shop to kind of get ideas, specifically tour, looking at different hosels, different grinds that they may do on the putters for them, and then different sight lines. And so that's where this product was born out of, is seeing how the tour reps and the tour players were customizing Phantom putters to suit their games. And some of them were super cool, and we wanted to bring them to this first limited.
Yeah. Well, hey, I want to jump to a really exciting new shape in this offering, the Phantom 9.2R, R for rounded. The 9 in general has really been trending on tour for us. Last few weeks on the PGA Tour, the 9's been right up there with our 5 as the most played Phantom mallet on tour. Take us through that design and how different this product is.
Yeah, I mean, specifically with mallets, sometimes players are looking for designs that kind of have hard edges, crisp edges, but there are also players that like having more rounded features so that the putter kind of blends into the ground, and then the sight lines they choose to put on top, those really pop to kind of give them their directional alignment. And so the 9.2R, I think we've had a 9.5R out there, where they've really just kind of softened the toe and heel corners to give it a more of a rounded mallet look. But with all the benefits of the high MOI, ring weighting. And then what they really love is to be able to customize that top. We have that lot of real estate going from face to back. We bring them in blank for tour, and they go to town kind of coming up with a sightline configurations that's going to suit their eye and suit their game.
So I noticed on the 9.2R, it's got that short kind of top line sight line. Why that short line? What's that doing for a player's eye?
Well, the whole idea of the 9.2R was trying to give that mallet forgiveness, but a blade feel. And so the 009 neck that we put on there for Jordan Spieth when he asked for something like this, we wanted to put that short top line to give him that feel of a blade. So having that kind of a short, kind of distinct top line with a short line is something you'd see in a blade. So on this one, we said, okay, let's put the short top line, put the plumbing neck on there, and we'll talk about it in a certain position and height to kind of give him a setup that he's used to. And it gives them that kind of blade feel and blade look, looking at that leading edge, but with all the forgiveness of a mallet.
It's kind of cool that short that line being so short almost gives the illusion of a traditional top line on that putter, even though it's continuous, which is a really cool trick of the eye there. The neck also, it's a little bit shorter than our standard plumbing neck and maybe a little more heelward.
Yeah, so we did a 9.2 for the holiday last year, and that we just took our traditional plumbing neck that we have on the Super Select and then the new Studio style, where it's a little more angular hosel, and put it in the similar position that we did for the 5.2 and 7.2. For this one in particular, we really wanted to give specifically Jordan Spieth, when he asked for this, kind of the setup of his 009. So we wanted to make sure that shaft axis was in a similar position to his 009, so his ball position wouldn't change and hand height wouldn't change as standing over it. So we went with kind of his 009 neck to give him that look, and then we put it a little more towards the heel and then shorten it up to make sure that shaft axis and ball position were consistent with a 009 blade. So he didn't put it in play, but Justin Thomas saw it when they were vacationing and called Paul immediately, say, hey, can you get me one of those? And so he put it in play. Tom Kim put it in play.
I think Cameron Young now?
Cameron Young, he has the rounded one, but he has the 0.5 neck on there. So, yeah, it just kind of caught fire with a bunch of players, both staff players and non-staff players, putting it in play.
Yeah, awesome. It's a great shape. Very, very cool addition to the line. So to step back and kind of recap the 4 new models in the Phantom Black line, we've got the 9.2R. We've got the 7, it's got a new twist we'll talk about. We've got the 5.5, and then we've also got the 11. So the 7 is another model. You know, 7's up there, one of our best-selling Phantoms. Long, crisp, wingback mallet. But you've gone with a different bend here. We haven't seen this bend on a Scotty Cameron putter in quite some time. You've got a double bend on there, but kind of a unique double bend. Why that decision, and what's that doing for the putter?
Players are used to looking at that type of bend, grew up looking at that bend, and so we get a lot of requests for that. So we've customized putters for them, putting double bends out there. This was developed for a particular player that really wanted a double bend, but having a setup that looked similar to a plumbing neck. And so it is a double bend. This center section is one that's more vertical and aimed down the line to kind of give that same effect as a plumbing neck. But it gives kind of the more of a face balance type appearance than a plumbing neck would. So it got to give his plumbing neck look in a bent shaft, but with more of a face balance setup.
I think that's so cool about how we design bends. Even with our mid bends, Scotty's always, trying to point those bends down the target line so that everything is contributing to that alignment and helping players make more putts.
Yeah, and they're always evolving.
Yeah, I think players are really going to love how this particular shaft goes into the head. Like you said, that upright positioning is just really conducive to a square setup and aiming. It's fantastic. I want to move to the 5.5. Again, everyone knows and loves the 5 shape. We've got the 5.5 here with the jet neck. Talk to us about some of the features here with the Phantom Black version of this product.
Yeah, so we went with the top line, where the standard line has the sight dots on there. And that's something we hear from tour. There's some players that like the dots, some players like a line. And so for this we wanted to kind of give the consumer that option, that he may have really loved the look of the 5, but the dots weren't his thing. Here's a line version of that. And of course, the Tour Black finish on there as well. And also on the 5.5, we kind of look back at a design that Scotty had done a few generations ago with the Phantom, with putting the tracer lines in the cavity.
Yeah.
And that's something we see tour players asking for still. And then through the custom shop, it's one of the options that we see going through a lot. So that was an indication for us, like, hey, let's make this different, add those tracer lines to give this one a little bit more alignment features in it, overt alignment features with the tracer lines and the top line as well.
It's awesome how they frame the ball, and then you've got the top line. It's just kind of a leveling up of the 5.5. It's very, very cool. For left-handed players, the 5.5 will be available, and it's just a very, very cool twist on an already great putter. The 4th model is the 11, and the Phantom 11 is our largest Phantom. The stock model came with the arrow alignment, and we changed that up for this. And I think what you've done is going to appeal to a lot of players. Talk to us about how you tweaked the 11 just to give it this very different look here.
Yeah, the production model had those arrow alignment that really worked well with these angled chamfers on there to really highlight and come up. It was really an alignment enhancement device on here. We realize that works for some players. It may not work for others. For tour, we bring in a lot of different options. We brought in the double line like was on the Phantom 9, a single line, blank, so they can do whatever they like on it. And the double line was something that we really saw going out a lot, where those players wanted that kind of bold alignment on there, but they didn't want to go as far as have the arrow alignment. And so we decided to go with the double lines on this, the mid-bend shaft to have a nice clean look. And this one with the Tour Black of the wing sole plate and the top, it really brings this whole putter together. It looks really, really cool, all black.
I know one thing Paul has talked a lot about in the tour department is, some players want that break between the ball and the body of the putter through that traditional top line, but a lot of them want to have that line on the golf ball continue right into the alignment on their putter head. This is just a monster in that regard in terms of that alignment value they're going to get.
Yeah, and that's something we tried to do, Scotty and I, designing the Phantom 9 and Phantom 11, is have that continuous real estate from the face all the
Yeah.
way to the back. And this one with that black finish and this dove gray lines on there, it just really pops that.
Yeah,
alignment.
it's beautiful. It's so different than the stock model, just with those tweaks. So across the new Phantom Black line, looks like we have a different face milling.
Yes, we have the chain link milling that we borrowed from Studio Style, and then we also used in the Golo 6.2 in the second limited last year. And it really gives these putters a softer sound and feel than the traditional dual mill.
Right.
And that was something that as soon as we came out with these Studio Style, we had requests to have that same sort of feel in our mallet putters. And so we brought a few in that had the chain link milling in it. There's been a couple players that really like the feel of that. So we wanted to give those players a different feel option as well as a different visual option with these Phantom Black putters.
Yeah, awesome. So, the Tour Black finish, one important thing to point out is, this isn't paint. This is a really premium PVD process. Talk to us about what's the difference between our Tour Black finish and just, someone's perception of, okay, this is just painted black. What's the PVD process and why is that so durable?
Well, it's a kind of a physical chemical process that really works to bond this thin layer of black to the surface. Whereas paint, you've got to prep it, you got to put on a good thickness of paint to it to get it to adhere and get it to cover. And it's not as durable as these PVD finishes.
Right.
And these PVD finishes are very thin, and so you really see the metal coming through, so they look richer.
Yeah.
They're used on a lot of high-end faucets to kind of give them that metallic, luxurious look, but that kind of dark black color. So it's super durable and super premium.
Yeah, awesome. New grip across Phantom Black. Looks like we've got a twist on the Matador here. Tell us about that. Very cool design, a great feel as well.
Yeah, so this is the Matador grip.
Yep.
Looking again to tour and to the custom shop, what customers are doing, what tour players are wanting. They still like that kind of urethane wrap grip and that kind of that soft feel, oversized grip. But it comes in a weight that's lighter than rubber would be at that size. So you get the balance right, get a great feel. And then we've put the chain link texture on it that we have in our long design grip. We've had a lot of good feedback on the feel of that.
Yeah.
So we put that in there, and then some new cosmetics. So really looking to tour, looking to the market, what players like the feel of, and bringing it into this.
Well, Austie, this has been a great conversation on Phantom Black. We're really excited about it again. In shops July 25th around the world. We've got 4 new models, the 5.5, the 7, the 9.2R, and the 11. And they're available in 3 lengths, 33, 34, and 35. And then, of course, that left-handed option also available in multiple lengths in the 5.5. So great work. Line looks awesome, feels great, sounds great, and we're really excited to get it launched.